Well, I was in my office at the American Embassy in Warsaw, and of course, Poland is 6 hours behind or ahead of the United States, so it was 3 in the afternoon. And someone came into the outer office and said the World Trade Center has been hit by an airplane. So I immediately turned on CNN, CNN International, and a group of people came into my office and we were looking at this burning tower, and then we all saw the second plane hit the other tower. So what was interesting in the minutes and hours that were to follow is, first of all, we called an emergency meeting of everyone in the embassy just to figure out how we were going to get the word to everybody in our community. We had to think about whether there was any security things that we needed to do, because of course once the second plane hit, it was pretty obvious it was no accident. And so we had a number of meetings. Then we had to kind of make sure we were organized for press inquiries, because there were a lot of American citizens who would call into the American embassy, and so we needed to be ready for general public but also for press inquiries. And then kind of an interesting thing started to happen around 5 o'clock, which was about 2 hours later. People started just spontaneously appearing in front of the embassy, and people started leaving flowers. And gradually, as the evening wore on, people would leave more and more flowers and candles, which is a very Polish tradition. I mean, you see that in the States, a site of an accident, people will leave some flowers and candles. But by the morning, it was just the whole front of the embassy was just, you couldn't walk on the sidewalk. And what the Polish police had to do was put pylons out to close one of the lanes of the road to accommodate all the flowers and candles. So I remember I went outside because it was just full of people as well, because they kept putting flowers. And then it became sort of the place, that day where everyone in Warsaw. So you had these huge crowds in front of the embassy. I went out to the crowd to sort of thank people for their support. And all these, these Polish, people, just regular people from Warsaw, many of them had a New York connection. They had been to see their cousin or whatever. So they all had these photos of the Twin Towers, because it was quite, a tourist site. And many of them would go to New Jersey, and they would stand at a park in New Jersey with the backdrop being the Twin Towers, as they and their, cousin Stanisław would have their picture taken. So they all wanted to show me their pictures. So I had just one little old guy or little old lady after another showing me their photos of New York as we stood outside the American Embassy. It was really quite moving.